Hi, my name is Mike Burgoyne, and this is my presentation on the Affinity space for the game Terraria. I would first like to introduce you to the game itself so that you can have an idea of maybe what the Affinity space will be like. Terraria is a two-dimensional digital game. You can play it online, you can play it on a tablet or a mobile device, and it is a sandbox style game similar to Minecraft. In Terraria, you can go any direction you like, you can explore if you want to, you can build buildings, create a city if you want to, or you can look for achievements, kill bad guys, etc. It's up to you as the player to go wherever you want to go. I chose this game for two reasons. One, I like the old school 2D feel of it, and two, I wanted to get involved with a sandbox style game and see how people used it. Terraria.org is the official home of Terraria's Affinity space. This is a website that's actually built and maintained by the developers of the game, Read Logic. Here on this main page, you've got the home page where you've got some interesting news tidbits. You've also got a news tab for finding some of the latest information related to the game. Gives you just a high-level view about the game itself, and of course you can buy various versions of this game for various platforms. There's also a media tab where you can view galleries or videos or music of different media created by users or the developers themselves. There is a link to Gamepedia, the Terraria page from Gamepedia, where new users especially can come learn about all of the components of the game and how to get started. And then finally, you've got the forums. And here, clicking here, we will go, as you can see, I'm already logged in up here, and this is where the users can sign up, become members, and interact with each other. And we'll dive into some of the more specifics coming up. Throughout this project, I have mostly engaged with this forum or affinity space as an observer, and I've observed quite a few things, a couple related to the community and the culture. First thing I want to point out is just the vastness of the space. Here in the forum statistics, 51,000 discussions, over 1 million messages, and almost 70,000 members. Very large, encapsulating quite a wide range of players, and the members are just those that are signed up. There are many visitors that are here, as you can see. Even right now, there are 40 members and 682 guests online. So this is a major hub for information related to the game. Specifically, there was a thread that I came across in my perusing that I think really encapsulate how this space works. And then here is the discussion thread: how do you play Terraria? And in this discussion, the person asks, how do people personally play Terraria? Do you play it as an arcade game? Do you prefer to play Terraria where you have a main character, and so on? And in this thread, as you start to go down, you start to see the different points of view that are shared. I am a builder mostly here. In this one, for serious though, I play Terraria as a sandbox game. Going down, I generally play with a group of friends. Followed by, I generally play alone. This person, basically I die a lot, to make light of it. Somewhere between arcade and creative, I guess. I go to the underground and usually play safe. Just to show, the culture, here is a space where anyone can come. To be an insider, the only way that I would label someone as an insider within this space is just someone who's in and playing the game. As a newbie and not knowing much about the game itself, I have some learning to do before I can get to the level where many of the users are. But that appears to be the only thing designated who is an insider or not. And generally, what you see here is how people interact with each other through forum threads, discussions, um, and these online personas that they create. Contributing to these forums was something that was very difficult for me. Personally, sharing online is a little outside of my comfort zone, but specifically, since this game was brand new to me and I had no experience playing it before, um, I it was a little bit of an outsider because a lot of the forums are designed for those, and the threads and the messages are for those that are in the game playing. My very first post, um, cited here, I introduced myself just getting started. Is there a user guide out there to get started? And so on. And the responses I received were linked to the wiki page, which was available the entire time on the very front. Then the moderator joined in and moved me to a separate thread because I posted on the wrong thread initially. I replied, thanking them for doing that, and then finally a follow-up thread a couple days later. Again, taking me back to the wiki, the Gamepedia page, and recommending, starting in a particular spot. So people are very friendly and they want to help and they want to contribute, but you are required as a newbie, to get to a certain level on your own. To highlight that, I've got here, there is a discussion thread on user guides, and here's one of the user guides that someone posted. Disclaimer: I'm new here. If I'm breaking any rules, notify me. Sorry for any inconvenience. And then they go on to outline a user guide that they've created for PC on getting started, and this is titled "From the First Night to the Last Day." So here, a lot of information is pulled, and there are those that want to be teachers to newbies out there in the forums, and the way they are doing that is by providing or creating user guides. In reflecting upon this Affinity space, I definitely see that some of the strengths are, one, the credibility. This space is an extension of the game as it is moderated and watched over by the developers of the game. Number two, it's safe. Just going into this discussion and once again looking at the rules and guidelines which are found in every single discussion thread, it's a safe place where you can go, you can share, and there are rules and regulations about what can be said and what can't be said, or what can be posted, and things that keep you safe as a user. The limitations are probably the same because this isn't as free. Some people may not feel the ability to really share what's on their mind or what they're feeling, depending on what kind of content they'd like to share in this type of environment. The learning is definitely done, or the collaboration is definitely done through the forum threads and the discussions. There is no online chat, so there isn't a way to chat with people live. And I would say, the biggest thing that I take away from this experience in, approaching a new game is that there's an expectation for me as a brand new player that I need to come to the table and learn to a certain level on my own before I can really engage with those and jump into the game. And finally, connecting this Affinity space with the characteristics outlined by Guy and Hayes, there were three main characteristics that stood out from this Affinity space. The first one, and I'm going to go to this first tab, is that a common endeavor for which at least many people in the space have a passion. Here in this introductions thread, all newbies can post a quick introduction. And here, if you go through, you see some comments. I'm already addicted to Terraria. Terraria obsessed, got the game since years, want to beat them all, just an average player with goals. If you were to look through each of these introductions of new members, you would find that all share the same passion for the game. The second characteristic is that members are not segregated by age, and one clue is in this notable members tab. You can see some people choose to share their age, and I don't know if you can see closely. Here we have a male, female, male 16, male 16, male 15, male 17, female 19, male 30, and so on. Male 23. People can choose to share their age if they wish, and you can see that it's not segregated by age. And then finally, the characteristic that newbies, masters, and everyone share the common space. One of the indicators to point that out comes from one of the rule pages where they state, however, we are all here as equal individuals, and it should never be forgotten that each member of this forum deserves to be treated with respect. So everyone alike, whether you're brand new or have been playing it for years, you're welcome to attend and be part of Terraria.